Hook. What if retirement didn't have to happen at 65? In the United States, many people work 40 to 45 years before retiring. But some people are retiring in their 40s or even their 30s. The secret isn't winning the lottery. It's using smart financial strategies that allow money to grow faster than expenses. Money bag. So the real question is, how do people retire early in the USA? Introduction. Early retirement may sound impossible, but thousands of people are already doing it using strategies focused on saving, investing, and financial independence. Instead of working for decades, they build investment portfolios that generate enough income to cover their living expenses. This video explains the exact strategies used to retire early in the United States, including how much money may be needed, how investments play a key role, and what habits accelerate financial freedom. Stay until the end because a few powerful tips will be shared that can dramatically speed up the path to early retirement. Visual, show timeline shrinking from age 65 retirement to age 45. Section 1, understand the FIRE concept. One of the most popular early retirement strategies is called FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The idea is simple. Save aggressively. Invest consistently. And build a portfolio that eventually produces enough passive income to cover living expenses. Visual, display concept graphic showing salary savings investments financial freedom. Once investment income covers expenses, working becomes optional. Section 2, increase your savings rate. The biggest factor in early retirement is the savings rate. Many people save around 5% to 10% of their income. But individuals pursuing early retirement often save 40% to 70% of their income. Visual, bar chart comparing normal savings versus FIRE savings. For example, saving 10% of income retirement around 65. Saving 50% of income retirement possible in about 15 to 20 years. The higher the savings rate, the faster wealth grows. Section 3, invest in long-term growth assets. Saving money alone is not enough. To retire early, savings must be invested in assets that grow over time. Many early retirees focus on investments such as stock index funds, ETFs, dividend stocks, real estate investments. Visual, stock charts steadily rising over decades. These assets historically generate higher long-term returns compared to leaving money in a savings account. Section 4, follow the 4% rule. A common rule used in early retirement planning is the 4% rule. This rule suggests that retirees can withdraw about 4% of their investment portfolio per year without running out of money for decades. Visual, simple formula animation. Example: $1 million portfolio about $40,000 per year income. $750,000 portfolio about $30,000 per year income. This helps estimate how much money is needed before retiring. Section 5, reduce living expenses. Lower expenses make early retirement easier to achieve. Many people pursuing financial independence focus on reducing housing costs, avoiding unnecessary debt, controlling lifestyle inflation. Visual, split screen showing spending versus saving. When expenses decrease, the amount needed for retirement also becomes lower. Section 6, build multiple income streams. Another strategy used by early retirees is developing multiple income streams. This may include dividend income, rental property income, online businesses, passive side hustles. Visual, money flowing from different sources into one account. Multiple income sources provide stability and increase financial flexibility. Section 7, take advantage of tax-advantaged accounts. The United States offers several retirement accounts that provide tax advantages. These accounts allow investments to grow faster by reducing taxes over time. Visual, shield protecting investment portfolio from taxes. Using tax-advantaged accounts strategically can significantly accelerate wealth growth. Section 8, let compound interest work over time. Compound interest is one of the most powerful forces in wealth building. Money invested early has decades to grow. For example, investing $500 per month at 8% return could grow to over $745,000 in 30 years. Visual, graph showing exponential portfolio growth. The earlier investing begins, the more powerful compounding becomes. Bonus tips. Here are a few additional tips that can accelerate the journey toward early retirement. First, increase income whenever possible. Promotions, new skills, or side businesses can boost savings significantly. Second, avoid emotional investing. Market fluctuations are normal, and long-term investors usually benefit from staying consistent. Visual, stock market dipping then recovering. Finally, remember that early retirement does not always mean never working again. For many people, it simply means having the freedom to choose how time is spent instead of relying on a paycheck. And with the right strategy, discipline, and patience, early retirement can move from a distant dream to a realistic financial goal. As the investment portfolio continues to grow, another powerful shift begins to happen. Instead of relying only on income from a job, investment income slowly starts covering more and more of daily expenses. Visual, money flowing from investments into monthly expense categories. At first, it may cover small things like groceries or utility bills. But over time, as the portfolio becomes larger, that income can start covering rent, mortgage payments, travel, and other major expenses. This is the turning point where financial independence begins to feel real. Money bag. Another key part of retiring early is protecting the portfolio from major financial mistakes. Many people delay retirement because of high-interest debt, overspending, risky investments, poor financial planning. Visual, warning signs appearing over credit cards and falling charts. Avoiding these mistakes allows investments to grow steadily over time. Even small financial setbacks can delay early retirement by several years, which is why disciplined money management is so important. Healthcare is another important factor when planning early retirement in the United States. Since traditional retirement programs often begin later in life, early retirees usually plan ahead for healthcare coverage. Visual, healthcare shield protecting finances. Many people build this cost directly into their retirement planning to ensure financial stability long before traditional retirement age. Planning ahead prevents unexpected expenses from disrupting long-term financial goals. Another smart strategy used by early retirees is geographic flexibility. Some individuals choose to live in areas where the cost of living is lower. Visual, map highlighting cities with different living costs. Lower housing costs, lower taxes, and lower daily expenses can significantly reduce the amount of money needed for retirement. This means the investment portfolio does not have to be as large to support the same lifestyle. Over time, as investments continue compounding and expenses remain controlled, the gap between income and financial freedom becomes smaller. Eventually, the moment arrives when the investment portfolio generates enough income to fully support everyday life. Visual, dashboard showing passive income matching monthly expenses. At that point, work is no longer a necessity. Instead, it becomes a choice. Some people continue working part-time. Others pursue passion projects, travel, or spend more time with family. Early retirement simply means having control over time and financial decisions. And the journey toward that freedom usually begins with small but consistent actions. Saving a little more. Investing regularly. Avoiding unnecessary debt. And allowing time and discipline to build wealth. Visual, timeline showing small savings growing into large portfolio. Over the years, these habits compound just like investments do. What once seemed like a distant goal gradually becomes a realistic destination. And for those who stay consistent, the possibility of retiring decades earlier than expected becomes something far more powerful than a dream. It becomes a carefully built financial reality. As the years pass, the investments continue to grow quietly in the background. Every deposit, every reinvested dividend, And every year of patience pushes the portfolio closer to the point where work is no longer required for income. Visual, investment chart steadily rising over time. At first, progress may seem slow. The first $50,000 might take years to build. Reaching $100,000 can feel like a huge milestone. But after that point, something powerful begins to happen. The portfolio itself starts generating larger returns each year. Visual, numbers counting up faster as portfolio grows. For example, a $100,000 portfolio growing at 8% may earn about $8,000 per year. But a $500,000 portfolio at the same rate could generate around $40,000 annually. At this stage, the investments begin doing most of the work. Money starts working harder than the person earning it. Money bag. Eventually, the portfolio reaches a point where investment income can cover everyday living expenses. Rent or mortgage. Groceries. Travel. Healthcare. Visual, monthly expenses being paid from investment income. This is the moment known as financial independence. Work becomes optional, not necessary. Some people choose to leave their jobs completely. Others work part-time or pursue projects they truly enjoy. The most valuable thing gained from early retirement is not just money. It's time. Time to spend with family. Time to travel and explore the world. Time to focus on passions and personal goals. Visual, peaceful lifestyle scenes, travel, hobbies, family moments. And the journey to that freedom doesn't begin with a massive fortune. It begins with small, consistent financial decisions made over many years. Saving more than spending. Investing consistently. Allowing compound growth to work over time. Visual, small seed growing into a large tree. For those who follow these principles with discipline and patience, early retirement becomes more than a dream. It becomes a clear financial destination that can be reached step by step. And the sooner the journey begins, the sooner that moment arrives when work becomes a choice. And financial freedom becomes reality.